Is this somebody sitting here?
Patty,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
thank you for being our IT specialist too.
Yeah, I must have passed last time.
Yeah, it popped up.
Yeah.
All right, it is Thursday, June 14th, 2018. It's a little after 5:30. We're here for the City of Green Bay Ethics Board meeting scheduled for 5:30 this evening. For the first item on the agenda, we have call to order and roll call. So we call to order. Let's do the roll call, and we'll start on this end and work our way around.
What you thought?
Patty Kiwas?
Bill Vandecastle.
Bill Galvin.
All right. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve.
We have a
Second.
motion and a second. Any questions, any additions or corrections? Otherwise, all in favor of approval of the agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item C, consideration of approval of the April 30, 2018 Ethics Board meeting minutes. Those were in your packet. Is there any questions? Otherwise, I'll make the motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any further questions, considerations, comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item D, election of board chair and vice chair. We've been doing this annually now for the last number of years. Usually it's at the June meeting, which would be essentially our first meeting after the new council takes their chairs. And again, also that's when some of the members are appointed to the board. So we've scheduled these for June of every year. So we have that up for today. We have election for a board chair and a vice chair. What are your thoughts?
I think Bill Vandecastle should continue as the chair.
I'll second that one.
Being
Yes.
a short quorum here,
I also second. 2 seconds.
we have 2 seconds, all right. And I, just for a side, I believe that Mark Olson is the vice chair, so we'll deal with that. We'll deal with board chair first. So there's a motion for, and 2 seconds for appointment of myself as, continue as the board chair. Any further discussion, questions? All right, hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, my wife. Motion carries. Although she doesn't have a vote here. All right, vice chair, I will move or open the floor to appointment of a vice chair. Any thoughts or suggestions?
I think Mark Olson's done an admirable job, and
I
I
think so.
think
Yeah,
he'd be
that's
happy to
what I was
continue
gonna
in
say.
that role.
That's it, yeah.
All right, so
That's what happens when you don't come.
yeah, we have a motion and 2 seconds for Mark Olson to be the vice chair. Any further questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda, I put this on here. I've talked to Vanessa about this a couple of times, but I just wanted to bring this up. Our focus here has been the code of conduct, but we also have a responsibility for the ethics code, which is in the municipal code for the city. That code's based on a state code, but there are some differences. So I'm starting that process now. I'm not going to spend time doing it tonight, but just at a future meeting, we will be dealing with just kind of an overview of what the responsibilities are for the code of ethics for the city, which, by the way, applies to all of us. It applies to council members, but obviously, but it also applies to us as appointed officials. We're responsible for compliance with that as well. So it's appropriate that at some point here at a coming meeting, we have some discussion of what our responsibilities are under the Code of Ethics ourselves, and then what our role is on this board to oversee that and to hear and decide, deal with code responsibilities. I was looking this up the other day. One of the differences, interesting, is that under the city's code, only appointed officials, elected officials, and employees of the city can seek an opinion from the ethics board for some ethics issue. Under the state code, anybody can. So a citizen could say, could raise a question, why can somebody invest in this property, or why can they buy a piece of property from the city for $1 or whatever. So a citizen could bring, on the state side, they could bring that to the ethics board. And even though it appears from an ethics opinion issued by the state some years ago, it appears that even though it's not in the city's code, unless I missed it, which might be the case, under the state code, it appears that they could still come to this board with that question. So
Are you thinking about, updating the ethics code then?
that's up to you guys. But it's just something for us to review at a coming meeting, so that's why it's on there, just to start that process, so it'll come up at our next meeting.
So maybe you propose some change or some.
What I would like to do and get in the habit of doing is when, like I said, usually we meet in June, late May or early June for these position elections. What I'd like to do is have, in the future, when we get into this a little bit, have Vanessa's office sort of give us an annual update as to the state ethics board only issues a couple of opinions every year, like 2, 3, or 4. So they're they don't. It's not like there's 30 cases coming down every year. So it'd be nice to get an update on that, just to
See
keep
what's
us.
trending.
Yeah. Yes.
Good
So.
idea. Yeah.
All right. So we are ripe for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a
Second.
motion to adjourn. We have a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No, 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 no.
Sorry, you don't count.
I hear that a lot.
Thank you again.
Congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
You know, when we did the code, we never meant it to supersede state or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
it